Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz. And this is some real change stock options trading journey. And today, Wednesday, January the 24th, what a magnificent day today is going to be. Can you believe the gap up that we've had on the SPY? All the way to 487.8. No one has traded the SPY this high before. It is level playing field. Mano y mano. No games will be played today. I remember having a 473 call just last week. Unbelievable. The action that we have had in the SPY, the bullish action we have had in the SPY has been unprecedented. Definitely looking forward to, as we here on this journey will be expanding into taking some smaller contract, longer holding size positions, meaning some swing trades. As I stated, I remember having a 473 call in this last week. No, we are not investors, we are traders. So the money that investors are looking to get in a month, we're trying to get in a day. Absolutely. As I look, I see the usual suspects are showing up in the building. Brian is in the building. Dr. J, Aaron, Lance. Thank you guys for being some of the first people to show up. We greatly appreciate you. And we appreciate those of you who show up late. And we appreciate those of you who watch the replay. This is a team and a group effort. And I cannot express my gratitude enough for you guys being with me on this journey. Looking at the weekly candle here in the bottom right, we see the very strong bullish action. This candle was red, and remember I told you those were bulls hiding in bear clothes. Wow. Marvelously did they come and squeeze the bears all the way to new highs. And then, of course, here come the bandwaggers after the move has been made, making these moves when you and I don't have the ability nor the size to make this kind of move as was made pre-market, post, and pre-market. So when you and I haven't even been on the scene, the market has gone from 485.2 to 487.8. Boogity Bob. It's a lot of moving during supposedly after hours. So we have to take into account this pre-market action this morning. It just simply can't be ignored. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As we begin today, and we look up and see that Dan has also joined us. Very important to look at pre-market today. And right now, the market has double topped at pre-market highs at the 487.8. This is one of the reasons why I don't trade the market open, because this could very well be a liquidity grab as well. Or it could be a gap and crap. Either way, let's go ahead and let the bullies fight it out. Then let's find the areas of weakness for both the Bulls and the Bears. Let's put a scope on those areas and see if their price action comes in our area. If it does, we will shoot. First 5 minutes, very volatile. There is a very large head and shoulders, if you all can see it. And this could very well be the head. I'm going to show you my algos real quick. But I'm looking more so outside of this blue algo to possibly take short. But this could very well potentially be a head forming. Still too soon, and no one is really in trouble yet. If we want to look at this morning's action as well, and I want to get the team to chime in on this, but I like below the 487, because below the 487 we have a lot of bulls that would be forced to cover. So to me, early morning bulls below 487, and that would even extend us down further on the gap and crap. Profit taking area, and again keeping everything in proper perspective that the bulls are still in charge, possibly to the 486. So I'm saying from the 487 to the 486, based on the information that I'm looking at as far as where the liquidity is. I'm open to anyone else's thoughts, anyone else's comments. Please put them in the chat. That's where personally I see the liquidity, and it's understandably why you can see the liquidity there, because we're dealing with whole numbers. At this point in the game where we don't have clear resistance levels and the market is making new levels every day, the only thing that you can go off of psychologically are whole and half dollar amounts. And that's why you're going to see liquidity grabs at these whole dollar amounts. Does that make sense, team? Awesome, awesome. we cannot deny that there's also a line in the sand right here at 487.4. There is a liquidity grab right here. Yes, it is. There is one right there. And you can see potentially just want to identify this area. Still very early. You can look at this a couple different ways. At this point, you can say we have a double top here. Okay. Some may say a double top. Some may say a lower high, a lower low. A lower high. Some may say a cup and handle. A lot of different ways, not a lot of different ways, but three ways to look at this. Double top, lower high, or a cup and handle. Which is also one of the reasons why, to me, guys, I really like to let the market form. The longer we give the market time to express itself and reveal to us what it wants to do, the easier it is for us to pick the market apart, to find our spot and be patiently and wait there at our spot and see if the price trades at our area and look for entry, and if so, take the trade. But this is also an area that I want to identify as a potential shoulder, which is why I drew this box here. There is a liquidity grab here, absolutely. So if I wanted to complete the look, I would just simply add the head, and there's a potential head and shoulder move right here. 15 seconds left on this candle. Let this candle close and then look for the continuation candle if you would like to take an early trade, just acknowledging what is there. This is what we need to see, actually. This would be that liquidity graph. Yeah, that bullish move. Little lopsided shoulder. Little lopsided shoulder, but there she is. We needed that liquidity grab. Sometimes it's not going to be perfectly even. We understand that. Sometimes we have lopsided shoulders. Sometimes we even have a big head. Nothing is perfect in the market. Nothing is exact. It's always an area of interest, an area of support, an area of resistance. Again, now when we know that the head and shoulders is formed, we know that the market can either continue in the direction it was going, turn around and reverse, or go sideways and consolidate. We don't know what is going to happen, but we do identify an area where something is going to happen. No one knows what the market is going to do. They tell you they know what the market is going to do. They are lying. All we can do is wait and see what the market chooses to reveal to us. Develop our ability to read what the market is showing us, and then plan an attack on a proper and safe trade when edge is present. Only when edge is present. So there will be a lot of trades we will go allowed to go by. But as far as educating and learning and understanding, we still want to identify the areas where there will be action at, there will be possible trades, and this is an area for a possible put. Plain and simple. Using the top of this as your stop out area for those of you who want to get in something early, but myself, I want to wait a little longer. I'm not yet convinced. Which is why I have chosen the 487 myself as my area of interest, with the stock price trading below the 487. I would then look to take a put to the 486. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just your teammate, calling out what I see. Additionally, below this level, knowing that I like to wait until 10 o'clock to take a trade, that would possibly give us a continuation candle on the 30-minute chart. So we would then be red on the daily, a second red, but more important, continuation red on the 30-minute chart, and we would also be red on the 5-minute chart. So that would be 3 charts. And whenever we can get 3 separate charts to line up, that makes our move in either direction stronger. Knowing we cannot marry that trade because the overall strength belongs still to the bulls for the week. So don't let today's action fool you. Don't be an early bear. Don't be an early bear, guys. But again, I just wanted to identify the area where something is going to happen. I'm excited on any of you guys' thoughts, or if you guys have any plans to attack this yourself. I myself want to give the market just a little more time. But you can see that head and shoulders now, guys, very clearly. I mean, crystal clearly. You see that? Where I told you it's going to be a lopsided shoulder, but you see that liquidity graph? Can I go ahead and get you guys to go ahead and hit the like button? Thank you for that education. Again, once the head and shoulder is complete, we don't know what's going to happen. It could continue down, could turn around or reverse, or it could consolidate. But for me, the safe area for this put is going to be below here. You're not gonna wash out long me. No, sir, buddy. Because you have to think there are a lot of bulls who's at a pullback. You have a lot of people that are waiting at a pullback. You have bulls who want to buy more. You have other bulls who are on a sideline that missed the trade that want to get in it. You have bears who are getting squeezed and taking this opportunity to get out for a lesser amount. So you have a lot of things happening at a pullback area. The very first pullback area. So we want to keep that in mind too, as it is still so very early in the day. Which is another reason why I say the first 5 minutes is volatile. The first 15 minutes can trick you and trap you. Lord knows we don't need no more traps. So I like to wait, give that stock just a little bit more time. Show me what you're working with, so I can clearly take my time and have a tranquil trade with you. I don't want to be involved on the roller coaster. This is not roller coaster trading. We can't afford roller coaster trading options. We have to trade with confirmation trading options and not even being the first person out of the plane. We want to be the first person out of the plane might miss the target. We want to be the third person out of the plane. We want to make sure that the first two did the best they could to get it right. After that, we don't mind joining in. Not at all. But make it make sense. Appreciate you guys, Dan. Good morning, Iyad. Gang is all here. And nonetheless, guys, you can see that this area that I drew this rectangle in is indeed an area of conversation. You see the way the market is responding at this area. It did not just blow right through it. But it's telling me to remain cautious. It just is. And I thank the market for allowing us to be able to read it, to draw this rectangle space here. I thank the market for showing us, so we didn't get trapped into assuming that now was a good time to get into a put. Wa alaikum salam, Brother Hamza. Because we can't afford for the market to bounce back and forth when we're dealing with contracts, especially big contracts like our teammate Big Money Lance. When you're dealing with the big contracts, you really have to be trading with confirmation, and that has to be the goal of every one of us. It has to be. There cannot be any I'm gonna just wade my way through the water. No, absolutely. We get locked in on our habits. We get locked in on our discipline. We practice. We figure out what are our best trades, very simply. And we wait for our best trades and we size up on those trades. Again, giving this a little bit more time. Right now, this is looking like an inverted hammer, but it's also looking like some more bearish rejection to the downside. Now, again, I said I wanted to get in down here, but I'm going to tell you why I'm still waiting. Because even after we do get down here, I want to see how the bulls respond. I need to see how the bulls respond. Let's put a small baby algo on it right now. Don't want to get it from the top or from the bottom. And see, what happens is, with the beginner trader as we are, the mistake that I've made in the past is assuming that the immediate break out or break down is the move. And the professional traders love the false breakouts, because this, or breakdowns, this is where most novices jump on at and get whipped back. And you can already tell that there's heavy bullish action in this area. So we need to make sure this is not a trap for sure. We need to make sure that they're hitting the old save me handle. And we want to be a part of their covering. We do not want to be their liquidity for a plan to take it up even higher. Again, remember, there are a lot of people waiting in this pullback area. Getting them to cover is what we want, but making sure that is what's happening. So right now, I do have a 4. I think I'm gonna put out right now. 487 put. Check the delta on that. 49. Okay. However, I don't want to be a victim. I'm not going to be a victim. Please, guys, don't let these lines confuse you. I'm looking at the line chart, not at the candle chart with this purple algo that I drew. I'm looking again at the line chart, not at the candles. So please don't let this confuse you. What I want to see is a breakdown through the algo, back up to it as resistance, and then a breakdown, almost creating the number 4. And this is where I want to get in at on the breakdown. If that happens, I want to see a break, retrace to this, hold it as support. Okay, and then after it holds it as support, then I want to see it come back down, essentially break this V, creating this number 4, and that's the only place I would want to get in. Right now, guys, if you look, does anyone see it? The inverted head and shoulders that is taking place right now for the potential move to the upside. Does anyone see it? I'm just clearing the board here. Does anyone see it before I draw it? You see it? All right, Dr. J sees it. Here is that same right shoulder from before. That right shoulder has now turned into a left shoulder. Here's the head. And now we're potentially looking for a liquidity grab and a right shoulder in this area. That here on the candle chart would be represented with a close above VWAP. Closing above VWAP would also be closing above this last 5-minute red candle, with a continuation candle could initiate and start the squeezing process of these bears and these bears. And that is their squeezing, their covering, which is buying, which will take the stock price higher. That is the aim of the bears. That is their game plan. Alrighty, here is that shoulder. It was a little retarded too. It's a little special. I'm sorry, I didn't mean retarded. I did not mean that. I meant it was the shoulder is not balanced. Okay, it's an unbalanced shoulder. It's not going to always be level. Please forgive me. I have to realize, the times that we're living in, we have to be more appropriate and careful with our wording. So if we have anyone on here who has a little shoulder, or your right shoulder is smaller than your left shoulder, I apologize. Back to this area of demand that is acting as an intraday area of demand. It is. Something is getting ready to happen. We don't know what, but we want to be a part of it. And speaking of being a part of it, I'm so glad that you guys are a part of this journey. Thank you for joining me here on Some Real Change Stock Options Trading Journey. We do this every day at 9:25 to approximately 11 o'clock. Monday through Friday. And for those of you who have been keeping up with the candlestick series that I have been putting out, just wanted to let you guys know I appreciate you for getting the word out, for spreading it to people who are interested in starting and just wanting to get a start. And I wanted to let you know that lesson 8 is out. Lesson 8 out of 15 involving the candlesticks. This is that move we were looking for. Yes, I'm enticed, but I want to see a response from, that's that 10 o'clock candle too. Do as you wish. Some of you may wish to get in and probably have already gotten in, and I applaud you. For those of you who are in right now, I do applaud you. I just don't believe in missing a trade. To me, there's no such thing as a missed trade. I don't believe it. I believe the market will always reveal clues. The market will always give us an opportunity. And that's why I'm waiting. I did not want to be involved in this back and forth roller coaster that's going on right now. That is not to say that there's not money to be made right now, because it is. But me, myself, I have to take in consideration the people who may unknowingly follow me into a trade. I do not try to give out signals. I try to give out information, and I don't encourage people to copy my trades. I encourage people to understand my explanation of what the market is going to do, and then you, based on that information, build an entry plan that's suitable to you and your risk management and your tolerance, as I do that for myself. In hindsight, do I wish I would have gotten in earlier? Of course. But, I just have to stick to the discipline. And the discipline to me overrides everything. It's like we almost did get what I wanted a little bit. But I'm prepared to wait. I'd rather miss a trade than get in early. Still good entry area, and I will take a put if there is a continuation candle. But I just I'm waiting for that continuation. But I just knew to be patient. Still waiting. Still waiting. There was money to be made in this candle. There was money to be made in that candle, and that was a very solid 50-cent move on the stock price itself, which may have yielded 20 cents in the option price chain. Was there anyone who took that put in the group? I am sticking to my plan. This is still the area that I would like to get in the trade, but as I stated, I want to see how the bulls respond first once we break this level. How'd you do, Dan? Did you get it? Did you get in and out in that 5 minute candle? Which I'm sure you did, because I know that is how we do things around here. There is money to be made within that 5 minute candle. So guys, let's give it up for Dan. There was absolutely a trade there. Okay. Wasn't a very high reward trade, but there was a definite trade there. As we can clearly see, it was the break of a V. It was the break of demand. It broke outside of the small algo that I had here. But as I demonstrated, even though this was going to happen, I was not going to get in here. I wanted to wait, see it come back up to the line, use that as resistance, come back down, and then I would get in at the break of this V that would essentially be making a 4. That is the plan that I had called out for myself. Because remember, the goal was to take this from the 487 down to the 486. Now, I did not know how far down this V was going to come. No one knows. No one knows. You guys see this? Anyone see this move? There's a lot of liquidity right here. Again, there's nothing but time. Look what the 30-minute chart has turned into. And see, we wanted that continuation candle to be able to get a tranquil trade on, and it didn't give it to us. And I'm okay with that. Again, not allowing the color of the candle for the day to make us forget who ultimately is in control, which is why we have the weekly candle up as well, so you can see clearly who the big dog is for this week. This is what I wanted to see. Will it happen? I don't know. No one knows, but all we can do is plan and prepare. Remember I said that, guys, that a lot of time the novice trader will think that the break of this algo is it. Jump in the puts, and the more experienced trader, they love that because then they can use them as liquidity to bring them right back into the fold of the algo. This was, as I just mentioned earlier, a false breakout up top, and this was a false breakdown. If you guys don't mind, please hit the like button. Doesn't cost a thing, but it does help the channel out. And let's give a shout out to our sponsor, T-Shirt Traders. You're a trader, right? Then look like one. Thank you, T-Shirt for Traders. T-Shirt for Traders. .co. That's T-Shirt for Traders with an S.co. We're just looking for that liquidity here to make a right shoulder. Just looking for a liquidity grab to make a right shoulder. I pointed this out to you guys also. We'll let it form. Don't know where it may be, but we do know the goal is to close above VWAP. Closing above VWAP would absolutely be the goal, as the stock has now flipped on the 30-minute candle from red to green. Very, very strong bullish presence. Please don't let the candle being red today fool you. The bulls are completely and 100% in control. Yes, there's a potential call here, but to where? The top side of this range? Not enough meat on the bone for me per se, but if you would like to take a call there, there's a good opportunity and a good place for you to take a call and be involved with the S&P 500. But for me, I would like to see it break outside for a continuation up. Then actually that would change the daily candle from red on a day to green on a day. That is what I would like to be involved with. That'll be a nice squeeze of all of today's action bulls and the today's bears and the early morning bears. It'll be a nice squeeze to get above pre-market high, which is this 487.8. And plenty of liquidity, as the bulls are even now applying pressure. The bulls are applying pressure. You can see it in every candle. Here it is here. Bulls are applying pressure, especially with this candle starting above VWAP. It's a very good sign, but there has to be a small potential pullback. Potentially, no, it doesn't have to be. Stock can do what it wants to do, but in order to create a right shoulder, it has to be a little bit of a liquidity grab. So still not an area that interests me. We just want to call out what's happening. I do know that I will automatically right now set an alarm right here at the 486.6 to be notified if the price gets this point or below. Would love to see if the price comes back down, because this will be a lot of liquidity to help push the price further. That will excite me. So that alarm is set. I don't have to worry about that. I can save that mental and financial power for when that time comes. Just to take a little peek outside of my other algo, we have this blue and this yellow, which was that controlled algo. Pop right back down, touch the top of it, and pop right out. Still, you never know, but for today, the bulls are they're on the move. Let's say that. Stock is still red for the day, so we have to respect the fact that the bears do own the day, but the bulls are on the move. Taking advantage of the bears offering them lower prices, the bulls are buying up those lower prices. There's that liquidity I was talking about, guys. There she is. In order to complete that shoulder, there has to be a liquidity grab, and there it is. Coming out of this, she very well could keep rising up. As she is trading above VWAP. A lot of time still left on this 5-minute candle. Can't thank you guys enough for being here and tuning in with me. Again, now once the head and shoulders has been completed, the market can either continue in the direction it was going, turn around and reverse, or start to consolidate. We don't know what is going to happen, but we do know something is going to happen in this area. That is a fact. Beautiful right shoulder, absolutely beautiful, with 1 minute left on this candle. Wasn't pretty, but it is what it is. Wasn't pretty, but it is what it is. As she continues to slow grind higher, attempting to squeeze these bears right here. Getting these bears to cover, to push the price to 487.7 area. Understanding who's fighting right now. That is also why you see these top wicks. These bears have to fight or they'll be forced to cover. If we were going to take a call, what kind of call would you guys take? Just out of curiosity. What kind of call would you guys take? Interested? Yeah, like I said, if these guys get forced to squeeze, we can expect the stock price to come up right here to this level that I just drew here, to 487.8. Just wonder what kind of call. 487.8, yeah, exactly. But what kind of call though? What I'm looking at more so is the 30-minute chart, because this is turned into a very nice green hammer on the 30-minute chart. It's turned into a very nice green hammer on the 30-minute chart. $15 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Will the bears hold on? They need to, because right now we have the next 30-minute candle forming. They need to. Understanding the fight doesn't mean we have to be involved. Standing on the sidelines, not have taken one trade today is the best place to be so far. Taking off for the weekend. All right. That is awesome. Thank you, Dan, for being here and for being a part of this journey. Hope you have a great weekend, buddy. I don't blame you. We're just doing a lot of observing right now as the market is truly expressing itself. After reaching all-time highs, jumping up yesterday as if it couldn't get high enough, closing at 484. We're now trading at 487. Unbelievable. But one thing about the market, it will always leave clues and always give us a trading opportunity. All we have to do is be patient and wait. Set alarms to preserve our mental capital. Set alarms to preserve our financial capital. As the market is slowly grinding, attempting to take over the daily candle. To take over the daily candle from being red on the day, attempting to turn it green. Don't let this red candle fool you. The bears on the defense, because the bulls are on the attack. Aha, an even bigger head and shoulders. Let's go a little higher, shall we? Okay. You see the liquidity being grabbed right here. There is a liquidity grab here. Makes this very interesting, being that this is at the top of the algo. Very interesting place for a shoulder to form. Very interesting place. Looking at the 30-minute, you do have, I don't know, this is not even really like a downtrend. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's like a breather. 484 to 487. Drop 70 cents, come right back. Exactly what we had already said, that we can see it going. If these guys got squeezed, which they did, we just took the size of this candle and doubled it. And that's how we got to the predicted area that the squeeze would at least go to. Set that right on top of there. See. And come right here to the top. Right there. Understanding how liquidity is built, understanding what moves the market, understanding where the market can go and has the potential to go is game changing. Not knowing what it will do when it gets to that area, but knowing if these guys have to cover, how far that covering could go. Certain things the market allows us to see. But that doesn't always make for an easy trade. Understanding what the market is doing does not always make for an easy trade, especially with options. That's what we want to see. That jump, those were stops being taken out. Candle like this was stops. This is the example of bear covering. No going back and forth. Straight stops being fit. Ding, 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 ding. Right up to pre-market high. A very new all-time high. Where is the liquidity for it to go higher? That's the question. Who buys at 488? I tell you who buys at 488. People who believe it's going to 490. Part of me wants to apologize for not taking that call at the 487.5 here, because we did have a green hammer with trading above the hammer. So part of me does want to apologize for that missed trade. I just knew there would be resistance immediately. I just did not. No one knows what the market is going to do. So I just couldn't see myself at the moment buying at 487.5, knowing that there was immediate overhead at the 487.8. I've never traded the market at all-time highs before, so I didn't want to be the one holding the bag. But clearly, going off market structure, you have a green hammer on the 30-minute candle, and this was a dollar move, a possible 70 cents on the option contract. But to me, there's no such thing as missing a trade, as the market will always present an opportunity for profits to be made. Time, patience, and discipline is all that's required. I do like this though for a shorting opportunity, because this is really turning into a head. This is turning into a head. It really turned into a head. Wish I could have got in just a little bit earlier. Use the back of this as resistance with this. Liquidity here, head here. Get pre-market out of the way. You can see it. I like it up there, I do. like it up there. I do. I like it. A little confirmation. I like it up there. Absolutely no reason to be early. We've waited this long. We will wait longer to give the market an opportunity to give us, for the market to give us an opportunity to trade, rather. Just a little bit of that confirmation. I like it up there. I like it. I'm gonna be a little bit more patient. I like it up there. I like it. I just got in the trade, guys. I like it up here. A lot of time left in this 5-minute candle. One more red candle would be the even more confirmation that we would need. But with price trading below the low of this last green candle, I believe that these bulls will be forced to cover. It was to me, it was worth the risk. Of course, you know, when you short above VWAP, you want to cover above VWAP as well. Using very tight risk. Seeing if we can get those bulls to cover. Knowing it's going to be a battle here. But the risk versus reward was worth it to me. We had a squeeze candle here, which was created by bear covering. Then we had a hangman candle, which was created here. And then we had trading below the Hangman. Knowing it's going to be a battle. Less than 40 seconds left on this candle. For those of you who wanted to wait for another confirmation candle before you get in, wait to see if you get it here. There is a battle going on right now. A very fierce battle going on right now, guys. A very fierce battle for this line in the sand, and I'm happy to be participating in it. I'm happy to be in the trenches right now, battling in the market. No, it's not going to be an easy battle, but it's going to be worth it. Maybe I should start reducing my size just a little bit. I don't like the way the battle is battling out. Let's take a minute to it. What a battle. What a dynamic battle to be involved in right now. There's an invisible tug of war that is going on right now between the Bulls and the Bears. Right now, there is a line being drawn in the sand. There is a line being drawn in the sand. I went ahead and reduced my size a little bit. Wonderful. Here we go. 11 o'clock candle. What a battle. I'm still in it, Brian. I just reduced my size. Just took out the rest of it. So I took a small paper cut on that. Let's see how bad. Oh, not bad at all. 5 cents loss. A 5-cent loss. So that was nothing. I just simply reload, regroup, and reattack. So close. So close. But the market now is potentially setting us to give us up a break of a V, which we love so very dearly. But you can clearly see the strength now on the 30-minute chart with the new 30-minute candle. We did have a bearish move down, and I actually thought we would continue that bearish move down. But as soon as I noticed we weren't, I got out. 5-cent loss. Nice paper cut. Thank you, guys. It was worth the risk. I would have liked it better if I would have got a better entry here in the 488.3 to the 5 area. Then that way I could have stood this bounce. Nonetheless, the market will give us another opportunity. We're just laying wait for another target. But what a battle. It could have went either way. It could have went either way. And if she would have snapped, boy, she would have snapped. Still not over. There's still very heavy bearish presence above. Yes, we're at all-time highs. No big deal if you end today with 0 trades, guys. If you haven't taken a trade, you've done a great job. If you've taken a trade and you've managed your risk, you've done a great job. Just 11 o'clock. We'll see what happens when they come back from lunch. Can't thank you guys enough for being here on the morning show. would like to set another alarm per se. That's in this area, maybe for a double top. And look for another opportunity. The market breaks the double top and it comes down and breaks the V for a move down potentially. And again, any move down is a scalp. Any move down is profit taking. Any move down is a potential liquidity grab, as we clearly have an example of that taking place this morning. As you can see right here on the line chart, the move down was only a liquidity grab for the bulls to be able to push the price to new highs. So the early bears got squeezed. We now have a pullback from all-time highs. However, this pullback, you don't find a lot of buyers here. There's not a lot of heavy buying in this pullback. Why would that mean? What would that mean? What would what mean, Aaron? Well, if you're referring to the last statement that I said that I don't see a lot of buying at this pullback, that would mean that now might be a potential rest or profit taking opportunity. Most pullbacks are met with a lot of buyers who felt that they missed the opportunity. They wanted to get on board. Yeah. But this pullback, you don't find a lot of buyers here. That strikes my interest enough for me to potentially take another trade here. But what I would like to see is a close below this area and then a continuation candle. Knowing that when we get to VWAP, she could and probably will bounce from VWAP. That's to be expected. But if we could get a break down from VWAP, I will be looking to add to this position. A minute and 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. And that would be the continuation candle that I was speaking about. But more importantly, we want to see it break down through VWAP. I enter the put. Lower label. LaRue. Right back at that line in the sand, that line of defense. As we come knocking on the door, as puts trying to attempt, I know it's crazy, right, Brian? You can really see it. Just imagine two people on the beach with a rope, bulls on one end and bears on one end, and they are at this line playing tug of war. Let me show you what that looks like on my other algo over here. Right here on this line. This is that line that they are playing tug of war on. Right here. Tug of war on this line. It is wonderful. It is exciting. But what we need to see is it break through VWAP. That will trigger some profit taking as, let's go ahead and identify them. These bulls will start to cover. It is these bulls covering that I am in on and enjoying some profits from their covering. Absolutely. First of all, I would like to say thank you, LaRue Label. Thank you for joining us. We absolutely appreciate every new team member that comes along, and we greet you with support in every way that we can. But I try not to give signals. I try to give information because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial guru. So I don't want to be responsible if you take a trade and it doesn't work out for you. I don't want you to say, send me your Cash App if you would like me to give you the money back. But what I would like to do is provide an example through education of what I see the market doing, and then I put my money where my mouth is. So I will get in the trade myself based upon the explanation that I give to everyone else. So I don't say this is what I see and then suggest that everyone else get in on it. I do it myself. I put my money up and take the trade, and I give the group the explanation of why I took the trade. Everyone's trading habits, everyone's trading tolerance may be slightly different. I myself don't even like to trade till after 10 o'clock. I myself like to look for clear setups to get in, as here we had that lower high, and then we had the break of a V, which is a nice play that will be added to the playbook. Knowing that there's going to be some resistance here at VWAP, I was absolutely prepared to wait for that. I'm going in. Maybe you just say I'm going in, just so we know what you did for your own setup. Okay, not a problem. I sure can. Thank you. Absolutely. And thank you for bringing that to my attention, and I will do so. Anything that I can do to make sure that we all have a great experience is what I want to do. And we all are a team. You are very welcome. And thank you for joining us. Well, you've come to the right place, as we all are learning. We're just learning together. Trading can be a very lonely thing. So whenever you find people who have the same like mind, with the same passion, same purpose, and the same goals, and you're able to come together, it makes for a very enjoyable time on the journey. And normally, just so you know, we start at 9:25 and we end at 11. But at 11 o'clock, I did happen to see an exhaustion here at the 488. I was really liking that exhaustion move here, and I got in a put here. However, my tight stop got me out as the market bounced. And when I saw the lower high, I got in again. To be honest, I wished I would have gotten in here, but nonetheless, I did see the trend potentially turning temporarily, knowing that this is only profit taking. As we can clearly see by the weekly chart here on the bottom right, that the bulls are thoroughly and still in control. What I don't want to do is give it a spider's hit. This bounce is to be expected. As we now look at pre-market high, as it was a resistance, came back and used it as support. The price is now trading below it now, coming back to use it as resistance. This would be the first good sign, because this would give us an additional lower high. And what we would be looking for is a lower low. Look here on the line chart, see what I mean? We have a high, then we have a lower high. Now we have a lower low. In 30 seconds, this will give us a lower high. We have a lower low, and what we're looking for is the stock to come down and break this lower low for a continuation move and help further squeeze these bulls that are being backed up now. As you can see, the bullish action presence right here in this area. Very clear to see. That these bulls are defending this VWAP area, specifically this 487.5 area. Now that was me getting out of my trade, not wanting to hold that any longer. And I will make sure that I'm extra clear before I attempt anything again. But more than likely, I won't trade again until 1 o'clock. I won't trade again until after the market makers, the hedge funds, and the big money comes back from lunch. So before I go, I do want to share and express my thoughts for a trade. The absolute safest area for a put is going to be below all the action at 486.5. Below intraday demand. And as far as a call is concerned, I honestly do not know. I've never traded the SPY at all-time highs. I have nothing to go by as far as the history on this level. So I do not have anything to go by to base an opinion on where the SPY may go to. I can acknowledge where supply is. This is the supply area. I'll maximize it for you. Intraday supply. And this is what we can go on. Pre-market high has already been violated. We can remove that. We have pre-market low. We have intraday demand and intraday supply. This is what we have to go off today. There could potentially be a trade out of supply, depending upon what type of setup that we get. So we want to make sure that we look a little bit later. There is and could be a trade out of supply. Other than that, just want to acknowledge where supply and demand is. And as of now, the safest thing is to do nothing And I want to tell you why, and more so show you why, by looking at the daily candle before I leave. The daily candle is showing us indecision. The daily candle is showing us indecision. The daily candle itself has not made up its mind. Even though the stock has had a lot of movement from the 486.5 to the 488.5, $2 movement so far. But that's nothing for the SPY. So yes, I will be back approximately at 1 o'clock. And if I do see a potential setup, then I will come back live. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Thank you for being on the morning show. Thank you for your patience. And the most importantly, thank you for staying safe. If you haven't taken a trade, you are winning. And if you've taken a trade like myself, and all you've received is a paper cut, I'm considered grateful for that. I look forward to seeing you guys later. If not, definitely same time tomorrow. God willing. Bye for now.